Afternoon and welcome to the first of our vlogs on important support processes outlined by the government during these difficult times, and to some of our own thoughts and ideas as to how to best position your businesses to come through the current difficulties as strongly as possible. I'm David Shawcross, Tax and Corporate Finance Partner at Anderson Barracliff. This vlog is intended to set out our current understanding of the employment support available for employers, and in particular the operation of the furlough process. It is important from the outset to emphasise that the furlough process, although promoted and financially supported by the government, is an employment law issue. Placing an employee on furlough leave constitutes a change in the employee-employer relationship, with varying consequences and required procedures depending on the terms of your current employment contracts. We are not employment lawyers, and in order to fully protect against possible future claims from any dissatisfied employees, appropriate legal advice should be sought. The purpose of furlough is to allow employers to retain staff on their payroll who would otherwise, due to lack of work, be redundant, thus ensuring that the majority of the UK workforce remains in place and ready to kickstart the economy once normality returns to the workplace. The government have agreed to provide a job support grant of 80% of the salary costs of furloughed employees, including employers' NI and pension costs up to the auto-enrolment percentages, up to a maximum of £2,500 per month. This is very generous and welcome support, and recently it appears that this maximum may be £2,500 plus employers' NI and pension costs, but this remains unclear. As a minimum, the furlough process requires consultation with and agreement of your affected employees, and we would recommend writing to your affected staff explaining the consultation undertaken and the agreement reached, and also getting their agreement in writing. Acknowledgement of this by email should be sufficient in the current circumstances. Employees on sick pay or self-isolating should continue under their usual arrangements, but can be furloughed after this. It is vitally important that furloughed employees do not carry out any work during the furlough period. This is one of the major practical difficulties that we see with this process with our clients. It is our experience to date that whilst some employees clearly have no work and therefore furloughing is an appropriate response, many more simply find themselves underutilised but may still be required for the continued scaled down operation of the business. This needs careful thought, and discussion with staff during the decision-making process is essential as to who should be furloughed. We believe, although we cannot yet obtain confirmation, that a daily look by furloughed staff and forwarding of relevant employees to non-furloughed colleagues should not constitute work, but this is currently a less than clear position. We're often asked whether directors of family companies can be furloughed. Whilst again this is not absolutely clear at present, we believe that such directors will be eligible to be furloughed as long as they are furloughed properly and do not, for example, undertake any revenue generating function during their furlough period. It is important to realise that the grant works by the employer paying their furloughed staff on the normal due date, with a later claim for the grant being made via the HMRC portal. The grant will then be paid directly to the employer. This part of the portal does not currently exist, but is expected to be in place in time to make payments to employers in late April. If we currently prepare your payroll, then we anticipate being able to make the relevant claims for existing payroll clients, but again we cannot guarantee to do this until the process has been established. The minimum period that an employee can be furloughed is 3 weeks, and currently these furlough arrangements can apply for up to 3 months, but this is expected to be extended. Again, we are currently unsure whether a staff member can be furloughed for 3 weeks, return to work for say 1 week, and then repeat the process. We will be trying to establish this over the coming days, but currently are unable to confirm. Payments made to staff on furlough leave do not need to meet national minimum wage or living wage rates, as these rates are only payable for hours actually worked. Furloughed employees can undertake online training or volunteer subject to public health guidance. National minimum wage rates apply to the time spent on online learning. Please keep safe and revisit our advice on this and other topics as we establish more certain facts. Thank you.